821, Jabir bin Samura radiallahu anhu reported, after the Fajr, the dawn prayer, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to sit cross-legged in the same place in which he had prayed till the sun shone brightly. Abu Dawud.
Right, we have more than one hadith of the ajr, or the person who sits after the Fajr prayer until sunrise, and then after that you pray 2 rak'ah, which the scholars, comes in the fiqh as salatul shuruq. There is no in the hadith or the ayat salatul shuruq, the prayer of the shuruq, because you're not allowed to pray when the sun is rising. But this is after the sun had risen about a spear length, which is about 15 minutes, just to be on the safe side. It's between 12 and 15 minutes. You'll find that the sun had risen 2 meters, which is a spear length above the horizon. Please do make your homework and see what we're talking about by staying once after Fajr until the sun had risen and the sun is not hiding behind the clouds, and watch with your watch how many minutes it does take the sun to rise until it's above the horizon. Okay, a length of 2 meters. You just measure, it's about 2 meters. You could see it, roughly. I'm not saying you could see it here. I'm just saying, let's imagine. So roughly, and you will see it's about 15 minutes. That's good enough. So that the sun will not be red anymore. It will be clear and rising. So 15 minutes. 10 minutes, you are in the gray zone. You might not be. And it depends upon the season, Ikhwani. The season of the winter is different from the season of the summer. So for the summer, the long day makes a really longer time. With this winter, it goes. Actually, winter may be slower, because the winter, it does not rise up like this. It rises up like this, to the sideways, subhanAllah, to the side. Because we're next to the North Pole, the sun goes like that in the winter. It doesn't go like this. The equator, it goes in the middle, like that. Okay, that's where we'll find the day equal to the night. But this one depends on the season. If it's the summer, it's a long day. Winter is a short day, because, as I said, it goes sideways. Sun, subhanAllah, is running away in the winter, especially these days. And 21st of December is the shortest day in the year, the longest night. طيب. Here the Prophet ﷺ, he would say that he cross-legged. He said sat down cross-legged. So it is permissibility to stay cross-legged. And also the reward that has been mentioned in another hadith for the person who sits until the sun had risen, then he prays 2 rak'ah, is like he had made Hajj and Umrah complete. And Jazakallah khairan ya Shakil for the tea. Did he come to see the tea?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, subhanallah. I haven't noticed. Jazakallah khairan ya Shakil. Allah yahfadak. طيب, so that's another benefit as well. And here it says that the Prophet ﷺ would sit, and the sitting, we're going to see inshallah, you don't have to sit in the same position. And you don't have to be in continuous dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal. If you just sat and you just change your position, even in the masjid, no problem. Still you get the reward of the Hajj and Umrah complete. And that's important for you to understand. So many people ask about this. طيب. Now there is... Right. Well, I know that there is a hadith, a continuation of this, that the companions, they used to sit after sunrise, and in that the companion will start talking about Jahiliyyah. And that's an addition, is important to this hadith. It's another narration, the same one, adds to it, that the companions, they used to sit with the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet was with them until sunrise, and they used to talk about Jahiliyyah. Jahiliyyah, how they were, in the Jahiliyyah. And they used to laugh. And that shows the permissibility of laughing in the masjid. And companions looking at them, and he smiles. Like, for example, I have made, remember a god out of dates, and I was hungry and I've eaten my god. They start sort of, look how naive they were at the beginning. I've eaten my dates god, I'm hungry, I'm eating him. Okay? So they used to talk about these things which is in Jahiliyyah. And also, it is important to understand that you will never understand the ni'mah of Islam until you know the opposite. Okay? If you know the opposite, then you know what the ni'mah you are in. These companions, they knew and they have lived the Jahiliyyah. And I'm saying to you now, let me go and be Jahiliyyah first and then, no. But the person who had tasted that the corruption of Jahiliyyah, he understands the ni'mah of the Islam. Just like the person who is ill, he understands the ni'mah of health. Do we tell you to go and wish for being ill in order to understand the ni'mah of the health? No. But the people who understand the ni'mah of the health, the blessing, is the one who gets ill. He sees every person who is healthy, he can walk on his legs where he can't, that he's got a crown on his face. You don't see the crown as a healthy person. He sees the crown. You're like a king. He can't walk and you can walk. SubhanAllah, that's a ni'mah. So those companions, they know the ni'mah that Allah had given them. How bad they were living in the Jahiliyyah. وَبِضُدِّهَا تَتَمَيَّزُ الْأَشْيَاء. In poetry we say, by the opposite we know the reality of the thing. By the opposite. Okay? The opposite. So if you know the opposite of something, then will you know the reality of what we're talking about. Fadal.